Hi there, welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera, our role-played voice-over playthrough. Aligon wants to talk to us, but this is no time for talking. The Reef of Fallen Worlds is far too exciting for an explorer. Look at that, what is that?
Of course.
These things are dancing. I want to explore this. Two floating cones whirl and spin deliriously around each corner, giggling like children being tickled. The air around them smells of sweet burning leaves. What an odd smell. Can you examine sweet burning leaves? I mean, I only know one sort of sweet burning leaves. And these floating cones, what are they cooking inside? We ask ourselves, so we're eager to find out. What are you, cones? The cones continue whirling and laughing like enraptured dancers, giving no sign that they've heard you. What are you for? The cones greet your question with a split second of hushed silence, following by delighted peals of helpless giggling. They aren't for anything. They are from one of the worlds before this one. Aligon rubs a hand along his stubbled jaw. Sometimes the Numenera will do something useful. Sometimes they'll turn you inside out, and sometimes they don't do a damn thing that makes sense. I've often said the same thing about you, darling, Calistique murmurs. We'll try speaking to them again, anyways. Only childlike laughter. Watch them for patterns. We need to find out. The longer you stare at these artifacts, the more you're convinced that they turn faster when their spiraling paths cross each other. So they have fun doing it. Can we speak to them now? No. We'll try to touch a cone as it passes. We can get 100 or we can get 90%. Let's see. He can get to 90 or 100 and she can get to 90 or 100. I think 90 is okay. Let's try that 90% chance. Yeah, we did it! You managed to graze one of them with the tip of your finger. Wrong, a voice says, and your vision is stolen from you. A moon hangs over you, but it is not the one you recognize. It's black, and in a pearl-white sky, thick, flat asteroids orbited like petals in the wind. You feel questing tendrils at your ankle, and the hot wind on your face smells of scorched hair and grief. Have we been burnt? What is that? Is that the former worlds of these things? Your vision returns. The cones hang motionless for only a second before resuming their giggling dance. Try speaking to them again. Then let's leave them alone. Maybe Aligon knows about them. Let's talk to him. Yeah, you wanted to talk,
This is the
remember?
Reef of Fallen Worlds, kid. It's a dangerous place at the best of times. And with you lighting up the sky as you fell, well, we should get out of here as soon as possible.
Always careful, eh, Aligon? Why were you looking at me when you said that, Calistique says. I wasn't, he growled. Don't be so paranoid. But when she isn't looking, he raises his eyebrows at you knowingly. So what makes the reef so dangerous, Aligon? The Numenera of the past are always dangerous, but there are other dangers too. Some closer than others. Scan thoughts. I hate to think what Calistique might do to her if I weren't here. So, Calistique might be... I mean, Aligon seems more like the caring type we found out. And we now find out that he mistrusts Calistique quite a lot, even if he's there with her. And what exactly is dangerous about the reef? Numenera and Scavenger's Girl, it's hard to say which is more dangerous than the other. What are the Numenera? You want me to tell you? He laughs without mirth. The Numenera are all around you. Everything left over from the prior worlds. Sega's Cliffs thrives by trading artifacts from ancient civilizations. Hell, you can't scoop a handful of earth without finding drit from prior worlds mixed with it. Numenera is anything from the prior world, but mostly we mean the stuff of value to us. A lot of the Numenera are just oddities. Fancy trinkets with a little real use, but sometimes you'll get a cipher that lets you do something incredible. Artifacts are worth even more. A cipher will only do something once, but artifacts, they last longer. Though they can burn out at the most inconvenient times, he frowns. Not that it's ever happened to me. Of course, we've got no idea what most of this junk was originally intended for. In most cases it doesn't really matter. Like you might find what used to be a propulsion unit for a star chariot, but who the hell knows enough to build you the rest of it? Better to use it as a weapon or a power source. He scowls, frustrated about something. I bet we could remake the world if we knew a tenth of the secrets of the ancients, but most days it's a challenge just to survive. Can you tell us more? Leftovers from prior worlds, oddities, ciphers, artifacts, even animals and drit itself are Numenera. Oh, that's something. See, that's something additional. What's your story, Aligon? How did you come here, do that? Want to find out? And how did you lose confidence in the exploration? And go to these spiritual guys? Ask me again when we get out of here. I don't trust this damned reef any more than the company we keep. About the company, what do you think of her? A parasite disguised as a Skolark. Don't be surprised if she betrays you before the day is done. Actually, that would be slow for her. And about your tattoos? They look almost alive. These? They're nothing. Call them a consolation if you must. He smiles grimly. Some call them by worse names, but that's because they've had occasion to run afoul of these little snakes. He looks away. This line of question is clearly at an end. My gift and curse, they remind me of it every day. Aligon thinks. So, what do you think we should do next? You want to fix that crystal chamber back there, yeah? First step is getting out of this reef. Then let's keep going, alright? About time. Hey, you wanted to talk, Aligon. Look at that, there's some kind of rune here.
It's a plan.
What is that? It is some kind of symbol, probably. Does it repeat itself? No, that's a different symbol here. Maybe we can find out what these symbols mean. I mean, there seems like letters here, an S, an F, and a Y. And here we have another of these discs, but without a symbol in the middle. That's very strange. See, that must have been a port, right? And look at this. Seems like somehow port mechanisms, machines, whatever. Hey, we found even more. Fleetwood Moss, more, and elucidated force. So, yeah. We want to disable tutorials. I know enough about the game. It's more a roleplay, so I really want to explore the world without always getting the tutorial tips. Even if they can be very helpful. Look at that. These things we see here, they are like hands trying to get you.
Fine.
Can we interact? A tangled cluster of metallic tendrils grows from the depths of the nearby water. Strangely, they resemble clawed alien hands, most of which have 7 or 8 fingers. Examine it. The hands sway softly, but their movements are difficult to follow. Watching them for too long makes you feel nauseous. Apart from the hands themselves, you don't notice anything of interest in the cluster. And if we look closer, the hands sway softly, but their movements are difficult to follow. Yeah, we had that already. We'll try to break off. Maybe we can get these things, and find out something about this odd being. What chance do we have? Not a very good one. Aligon's much better. He can get to 100%. Calistig's not good. Let's stick to Aligon, I think. You grip the hand nearest to you and snap it from its roots. Stepping back, you give it a couple of experimental swings. Good balance. It might make a decent weapon. The 8-fingered mace. 4 physical and 3 chemical damage. 2 damage per effort applied. Maximum of +6. This metallic object resembles a clenched 8-fingered hand attached to a forearm. You snapped it off a metallic tendril in the Reef of Fallen Worlds. It has a decent heft and balance, and its steely material is powerful enough to deal significant damage, but it's only a makeshift weapon and is somewhat clumsy to use. But still, it does a lot of damage, right? Chemical damage as well. Like 7 damage? Wow. And 2 more for effort. Maximum of +6. I think it's quite a good weapon. Let's continue. You aren't happy unless you're breaking things, are you? Yeah, Aligon, but I think that's enough. Not another hand. So let's see, what do we have? We have that crystalline shard. That's not too bad, I think. 2 damage per effort. Light weapon bonus. What else do we have? We'll have this one. So the crystalline shard uses speed. We have some speed. That thing here uses might. We don't have that much might, so we'd rather go for the crystalline shard, I think. On the other hand, this does a lot more damage, right? Let's have a look. Aligon has a mace. Skill medium weapons. Yeah, I mean, this is a good weapon, I think. But it doesn't have the skill medium weapons. It's something something else probably. We have a buzzer here. Look at that. Nice. We could try it for Aligon. I mean, it would be cool. It does a lot of damage after all. 7 minimum damage. This does 4. Plus 15%. So maybe 5. This, on the other hand, is quite well. It starts with 7. Should be better, right? Let's try that out. Let's take it as a weapon. And it's also about medium weapons, so we have that. Nice. Look at that. Now Aligon is really, really good. With that weapon. Yeah, even if we're role-playing, we also will do like a little bit of... I mean, you want to examine the best weapons, right? So Eligon, how do you like your new claw? He shrugs and means that it's crude but efficient, but he doesn't like to use it. Let's interact though with this sphere, this being, this...
I'm ready.
Whatever it is. A matte black obelisk floats in midair above the water. It has sharp curved sides that converge to a glowing tip that brightens or dims with the passing of the bay's faint breezes. I'll lean out to touch it. You raise your hand toward the obelisk. Dull green light wells from within the black stone, fixed on you like a furious eye. I knew someone who did what you're about to do, Hadigan says casually. Eon Priest. A beam came out the top of that thing and ripped his face off. Made a fancy nightlight out of his crystal necklace, though. But hey, I'm sure you know what you're doing. Oh, hush. At least that poor priest died in service of his curiosity, rather than stumbling about the coast, complaining and feeling sorry for himself. Go ahead if you must, she tells you, ignoring Elegant's glare, but do be careful. Yeah, a little bit we want to... Yeah, maybe watch with a crystal shard, that's an option. Yeah, let's try that out. Carefully, you level the shard at the obelisk, and a superheated beam lances from the tip of the structure into the crystal, sending vibrations up your arm and suffusing the shard with a warm green glow.
Good balance.
Ow! That hurt. But we could... We got something, and some experience. Let's have a look. How's that shard? It's infused now. It does 1 more damage. Very nice. So, about the other thing, Elegant, okay, we won't touch it ourselves. Let's see what this is. It seems like bubbles, eyes of tar. Going around here. So what's this? A yawning intake marks the front of a long-dead construct. Inside, the metal is pitted, black and ancient, and in here...
Ready.
A bubbling mass of sludge floats on the surface of the water. Every once in a while, an oily nodule separates from it and hurtles into the sky. You catch momentary glimpses of a muck-coated object in the putrid mass. First examine that sludge. Carefully, you lean closer to the heaving mass. After a moment's study, you notice that the globules rising into the sky always contain something, be it a shining core of untamed seawater or a tiny fish. I mean, maybe we can catch something. Maybe we can catch a disease or the object trapped in the sludge. Let's try that out. What's it worth to us? I mean, we're pretty curious, so it would be worth a lot. We could use Aligun. You would use 3 points for it, and we would use also 3 points. A higher pool though, and she would use... Yeah, 1 point to 95. Yeah, let's use her. I think that might be better. Yeah, we did it. The next time sunlight strikes the object's streaked surface, you're ready. You snatch it from the oily mass and clean it as best you can. Look at that, fresh vapors. Healing 10 points of intellect and confers fresh vapors. What's fresh? 1 intellect edge. A simmering jar made of metallic glass. Inside the jar rests a strange miasma. Its vapors sit crystalline and perfectly still. Until held, the glass vessel twists and writhes when grasped. When you put your ear to the device and listen closely, sounds of weeping and hysterical laughter rise from within. That's crazy. Warm to the touch, once inhaled, the vessel becomes ice cold. The user feels panic, fear, nausea, and then sweet relief. A torrent of emotions, akin to getting a full rest. So, there's a theory in this game. That's the worldview. If you're getting into all your feelings, then This is a perfect day for you, or a perfect night. So, what does this mean to us? It means that we should try to get a spectra of feelings from this. Let's see. I'm not sure whether that awful muck is harmless or you are immensely lucky. Either way, do go on poking things, dear. It's quite entertaining. Yeah, let's try it again. It was pretty good first time. No other mysterious objects. But we can wait a bit, right? Minutes tick past as you patiently wait beside the mass of sludge. Nothing surfaces. See nothing but muck and more muck. At last your patience is rewarded when an unusual object bubbles to the surface. Before it can sink out of sight again, you snatch it up. We got the Tar River globe. You found a veritable filth-stained trove. Well done, dear. Let's wait for more. Maybe there's something else. Wedge patiently, but nothing else comes up. You got lucky, kid, but you're not going to find anything else. If it were that easy, you'd have scavengers camped here 28 hours a day. But Aligun, we're good and lucky. We'll wait. Nothing else comes up. Really? I remember something from the early access. That's why I'm not giving up. And we're really thorough with our explorations. So. Alright, nothing more. Let's leave. So it's worth trying out this seemingly useless stuff we try, because it might help you in the end. There's a lot hidden in this game. Just for general information. Easter eggs, special events, special items. And you can find them just by being thorough often. A cable connects this spout to the collection device. This is here. The nozzle looks like it may have been attached to another machine at one time. Some kind of sucker thing. This. The strange lines and rippling forms of the sunken buildings are dramatically different from the architecture above the waterline. So, a sunken city maybe here. This device is collecting black goop from somewhere underwater and pumping it to the nearby spout. Oh, I always wanted black goop. What the? Let's walk in here. There's something lying around. Are these boots? No. It's more a lutriated force. And an encephalic rush.
Of course.
What can we see here? This metal door is thick, heavy, and unmarked by time. Double rows of circular bumps run horizontally and vertically across its surface. It is firmly sealed. Examine it more carefully. The metal surface is infused with minuscule threads that are barely visible to the human eye. They only run in straight lines and right angles, and they seem to converge at the circular bumps. Upon closer inspection, you notice that each of the bumps is unique. Some have flat faces. Others are actually many-sided polygons, and a few are marked by tiny apertures. Unfortunately, you don't see anything that resembles a knob, keyhole, or access device. You try touching both the flat planes of the door and the small bumps, but nothing happens. We'll examine it again. Nothing new. You don't find anything that seems to be an access device. Touching the door has no effect. Knock on it, then. You knock lightly at first, then harder. The door makes no sound at all, nor does it shudder or yield. There's no one home, dear. Hasn't been for thousands of years. She peers at the door. One of my colleagues at the Order claimed that she got inside, but I don't believe her. All right, we won't believe as well. But it looks interesting. I mean, look at that. That could be a face. Like here an eye, that's an eye. That's some kind of nose thing. And that's maybe it's an insectual face, a face of an ant, of a giant ant here. See, these could be the mandibles, and we would walk into an ant there, into an ant's throat. And look at that, here there's some hooded figures. I just love this game, and the art that you can see here. Is that a portrait, or what should that symbolize? Nothing? Is it just a machine? We don't know for sure, but you can in the future. So happy gaming to you. See you in the next episode of Torment, Tides of Numenera. Have a good time until then.